What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of E Kriegs Outdoors. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And today I have a cool video for you guys. I'm going to explain to you guys the best ways to travel in college. Now, when you're in college, this is one of the best times in your life to travel because you really don't have many obligations. You're probably not married. You probably don't have any kids. You probably don't have a mortgage yet. You may not even be paying for a car yet. Depending on what your financial situation is, it is one of your best times to travel because you can do it at this point in your life for super cheap. You don't have to worry about going and getting nice places. When you're in college, everybody expects you to be broke, so you can do things super inexpensively and you don't have to worry about it. It's the best time in your life to just kind of scrounge by. You can be eating ramen for dinner and sleeping in your car, but as long as you're out having fun, then it's worth it. And seeing new places is one of the best ways to learn. So traveling when you're young is going to be a great educator to you and give you new perspectives on all parts of life. Now, I am a junior in college and I have been trying to travel more and more every year. I actually just got back from a big trip, if you watched some of my last videos. So I think I know a little bit what I'm talking about for this video. I want to travel more, but I'm going to tell you some of the ways that I have traveled now in college, guys. So the first way you can travel in college, and this is one of the best ways that more people need to utilize, and that is to study abroad. This is somehow like one of the biggest secrets still at the university, and I have no idea how, because so many universities have great programs for their students to study abroad, and it's the perfect time to do it when you're in college. There's going to be no other time in your life when you can just pick up and go, if you're going to do a long trip, live somewhere else for like 3 months than in college. Once you get out, you're going to have a job, you're going to have to start paying for stuff. Maybe you have a spouse, you get married, whatever. You're not going to be able to do this again. This is the perfect time to do it. Now, if somebody's helping you out with college, like maybe your family's paying for it, makes it even better, because things can be expensive when you're traveling, but there are ways to watch out for it. When I traveled, I went to Brazil, which is a lot cheaper to live in than the US, so it worked perfectly. If your financial situation isn't that great, look for those unique places to go where it's maybe a developing country more, and it's going to be a lot cheaper to stay there. Brazil was just as safe if you keep your head on. You know, there's maybe some situations you don't want to be in. Wherever you're traveling, as long as you keep your head on, you're going to be fine. And going to a unique place like Brazil or a developing country is going to give you a unique experience that a lot of other students that are maybe going to like European countries are not going to experience. That's the main places that people go. Now, I know you're thinking that studying abroad sounds super expensive. Fun coupon! But there are actually a lot of scholarships every college has, and just ones that aren't affiliated with universities that you can get to study abroad. All these companies and stuff want to throw money at college students to write that off in their taxes, things of that nature, and a lot of these scholarships don't get applied for, so make sure to apply for a lot of scholarships. And actually, I found out that studying abroad can be no more expensive than you're going to pay for your university where you're going right now. Because if you can get some scholarships, get some of that tuition paid for, and you're going somewhere that doesn't have a super high cost of living, it can be about the same, even less, as you are paying for here. Now, if you're going to be going there, doing a lot of traveling there, which I would recommend, it might be a little bit more expensive, but this is the best time to go and do that sort of thing. You can go on study abroad trips for anywhere from, I know at Kent State University where I go, we have some like 2-week trips in the summer, and then you could maybe go up for a whole semester to even, I know some students that I was living with in Brazil that were staying there for an entire year. I would recommend at least going for one of the longer ones because you're really going to get immersed in that culture and get a completely different perspective that people aren't going to have living in a different country for multiple months. The next way to travel in college that you guys should look into is through organizations. These are going to be like nonprofits and stuff that need people to volunteer to go abroad to do work and mission trip sort of things. This is something I have not done yet. I was supposed to go on a mission trip like 2 years ago, right when COVID hit to Costa Rica, but that got canceled. At Kent State, there's an organization that comes and presents that I have actually looked into called GIVE, Give, and this is one that looks really enticing. They have a lot of cool opportunities. They go like to Asia, they have one to Hawaii, they go to Nicaragua, they have one that goes to somewhere in Africa, I think Tanzania. All different things that you can do. and maybe you go for a couple weeks. They're going to have you go there, do things like build schools, dig wells for water, all types of good things that are going to help people out. And then they also have stuff worked in, like just cool things for the students to experience. Maybe, I know they had one thing where you could climb Mount Kilimanjaro, one where you could like go snowboarding down sand dunes. This organization just takes care of everything, and it can be a little pricey sometimes. You have to pay for this sort of thing. But I know Give, for example, has fundraisers, and I'm sure all these other organizations, different missionaries that you can go with, like maybe Peace Corps or something like that, they all have ways to fundraise. And if you're smart about it, it's not going to be that expensive. It's just going to be a great way to get abroad, see new stuff, and actually help people do some good. The next best way you're going to be able to travel in college, and this is one of the top ones that I have used, that is going to be through clubs on your campus. Now, at Kent State University, I am involved in this club called Ski and Snowboard Club, and it is one of the coolest things there is. I have went on trips with them to West Virginia to go rafting, Colorado to go snowboarding, New York to go snowboarding, and there's plenty more trips coming up. There's actually one in 2 weeks where we're going to go rafting again in West Virginia. Joining a club like this can be a great way because you just have to pay, I think for me it's $25 to get in the club. They get these big discounted rates when they're going to go out like skiing and snowboarding out west or rafting, whatever, because they're bringing a big group of students with them. These companies know that's a lot of money coming in, so they give you a discounted rate that only clubs like this are going to be able to get on college campuses. There's so many opportunities to be able to do stuff like this, and these people you're going with are all kids in college, like in ski and snowboard clubs, so none of them have a ton of money, so you're all going to be able to kind of pitch in together. We camp out when we go rafting. You're not going to be going on this big extravagant trip where you need to be going to fancy restaurants and stuff. That's not the stuff that college people are going to be into. We're instead going to be going snowboarding all day, maybe going to the bars a little bit at night, or throwing a party in somebody's hotel room. It's just a fun time. You can do it on a budget. There's also things that you guys should look into that people don't think about, like joining like an intramural sports club, just club sports on campuses. Those actually travel around and play other teams from different universities, where you'd be able to travel by joining one of those if you're not good enough to make like a varsity sport, Division I. Like, I can't do that. Even if maybe you work for a varsity team, like at a Division I school, if maybe I remember my freshman year, one of the teams needed like students to work for them, like to keep stats or to film or whatever. If you do something like that, that might be a way where you can go and travel with this Division I team. You get to go all around the country, and you basically get to do it for free and get paid while you're doing it. Maybe get paid while you're doing it. Hopefully they pay you as well, but at least you'll get to travel, and you're going to have a great time traveling around with your Division I team. There are tons of other things like ski club at my university. I know a lot of other universities have ski and snowboard clubs. They have like adventure clubs, all sorts of different things you can travel in. So just look at your university, what kind of clubs they have. So the last way you're going to be able to travel more in college, and this is something that I am working on doing more of myself, is just by doing it yourself. Go camping with your buddies on the weekend, get a tent, sleep in the back of your car, go on road trips, maybe on spring break, go for a road trip. All sorts of things you can do. Traveling does not have to be that expensive. Contrary to popular belief, it's staying in fancy hotels, going out to eat every day that makes it expensive. Think ahead, get a job while you're in college, save up, do some door dashing on the side, make a little bit of money, and then work out that budget for your trip. Make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, sleep in your car, sleep at a buddy's house. The more people you know, the better. This is another reason why it's great to join a lot of organizations, maybe join a fraternity on your campus. You're going to meet a ton of people this way, and you're going to know people everywhere, have more people that share common interests, and you're going to be able to do more things. More opportunities will open up, and you guys can go travel together. Make sure to get out there and travel, guys. This time in my life, this time in your life, if you're in college, is the best time to just scrounge it, just get above the surface, and you don't need a ton of money. Do things the cheap way because you can afford to right now. You don't need to look good in everybody's eye. You don't have to worry about driving a crappy car around, and get out there and travel, guys. Travel is truly the greatest educator, and it's going to teach you so much, and it's going to add so much joy and fun to your life. Keep living adventure style, guys, and I'll see you next time on the next episode of E Kriegs Outdoors. Peace out, y'all.